Hello, good morning, welcome ladies and gentlemen to Friday's episode of The Scoop. It is the 17th of June. I was going to say here in Manchester, but apparently it's 17th of June in most places in the world at this moment in time. Obviously depending on your time zone, but welcome. I hope that you've had a fantastic week so far. It is absolutely baking here in Manchester. I haven't got my fan out yet. It was in the bedroom last night. But I've had this door open. You see this door here? The one door that you come in and out of in this room. I've had that open most of the morning. There's been a lovely through draft. But obviously when I'm streaming and the camera's on, I close that door because directly across from this door is the bathroom. And if anybody's married, you don't even have to be married, but if you have a partner, the chances are they tend to have a piss with the door open. And Samantha is She's about that life. As many times I have to keep on telling her to close the fucking door because one day she will get caught short. It's bound to happen at some point, so this door has to remain closed whilst we're on the scoop. But yeah, it's absolutely baking. I can't wait to get this door back open again and back outside at some point. Probably on dinner time, we're going to sit outside for half an hour or something and probably get burnt because I get burnt putting stuff in the bin outside. But it is just me again today. Graham is feeling a lot better, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I've messaged him this morning. He is feeling a lot better. His words, I'm feeling a lot more human today. So yes, he is on the straight and narrow. He is feeling a hell of a lot better. So with fingers crossed, we may get a return from him on Monday, but I don't think there'll be any PUBG stream from him tomorrow. It is Father's Day this weekend, and after last weekend, I really don't blame either of us for, not playing any video games on stream this weekend, especially with the weather and it's meant to be. Yeah, no stream tomorrow. Confirmed, he is in the chat. Confirmed, he is not streaming tomorrow. So a well-deserved weekend off for myself and Graham this weekend. As it's Father's Day, my first Father's Day, I get to take my boy to Baby Sensory tomorrow and then have a jam-packed filled day on Sunday as well. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there if I don't get to speak to you on Sunday or whatever. But that's why you need to be in the Discord, because the conversation doesn't just stop when this podcast stops. The conversation continues over on Discord, and that is a beautiful segue as to say what this show actually is. This is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast, even if we do say so ourselves, and we do. We go live each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. I apologise, that was a burp. For some of you may be able to see the OT biscuits here. I was just scranning those before we went live. Age-old sin of trying to take out the rest of the biscuits stuck in my tooth before the cameras actually got turned on. Just to make you aware, and I didn't do the maths properly, but this is actually our 600th show today. This is episode 600. We have done 600 episodes of this lousy podcast. Can you believe it? Can you believe that it would still be going strong? I've 2.5 years maybe we've been doing this for now, but this is episode 600 taken out. This is actually 601 as we did a pilot episode, but that if we're taking that out, this is actually episode 600. So thank you very much to each and every single one of you that has downloaded this podcast, that have watched us live, that have watched us over on YouTube, or got us on any other on-demand services. Over 100, I'm going to say it, I'm going to put it out there now. It's probably over 140,000 now. It was 130,000 maybe 3 months ago. I suppose we'll have to do the maths on that at some point if we're going to get a nice little juicy asset being put out there. But yeah, over 140,000 of you have watched this podcast over the last 2.5 years. So we do very much appreciate every single one of you that have helped shape the show, that have stuck around, that get involved in the chat every single weekday like you guys do. We very much appreciate it. So just running back through the chat then, Enzo comes in, he goes, "Hey, I might not be first, but I don't care." That was good, right? That was pretty good. For a northern man that's got a very, very, very pronounced Mancunian accent, I think that's pretty good. He did come in second today because Tito was here early doors with the "oh, hello" and the "let's go him up" with a Phil Jones and a Paul Scholes. Timeless is also here as well. It says it's so hot. It genuinely is. I'm probably wearing the thickest t-shirt ever as well, which is stupid, so I'm probably going to go and change this in a bit as well. Tito says it is a bit. I mean, to be fair, Tito, you could probably start if you've got a laptop, go and work in your car. You've got aircon working now, so that's absolutely perfect for you. Tito also says, "I'm driving for 12 hours tomorrow, so I'll allow him the day off. If I don't mention it, he'll have. I have 3 weeks off. If I don't know if I mentioned it, but you have 3 weeks off, you bastard. I actually go to Grill in a week and a half's time. Not this Monday coming, the Monday after. So yeah, it's like 10 days time, and I'm super looking forward to spending some time away with my boy and obviously the wife as well. Very much looking forward to going on our first family holiday. It's not abroad. I couldn't think of anything worse than taking a newborn abroad, like on an aeroplane for 4 hours, and he's screaming his head off. I couldn't think of anything worse. So that's probably going to be put on hold for the time being. We go to Rill in 10 days' time, and then I think not Scunthorpe. It's not Scunthorpe. I always get it wrong. Scarborough, that's where I'm going later on in the year as well, so I'm looking forward to that. Oh! Nietzsche, why are you still gifting stuff now? That's 5 gifties from Nietzsche. Thank you very much, sir. We very much appreciate it. I can't believe that you're actually still... did you see my little dance moves then? I've got no rhythm, by the way. This is as good as it gets. This is as good as it gets. But 5 gifties again, after the subathon, after you'd put down a stupid amount, there is genuinely no need for you to be able to do that. We very much appreciate it regardless. Thank you very much, you absolute shagger. So, Miss Curzo, Mr. Pew Pew Life, Itane, Pulpit, and the Fun Goat, very much appreciate Tito sending you over some gifties. If you are in the chat, please feel free to say thank you to him. That will obviously mean a lot. Nietzsche with the generous goth, confirmed. Bibby, proper stiff hips. I am feeling a bit ropey this morning. Not in terms of feeling sick or anything like that, but I played football last night. And because I played football on Tuesday, it's indoor on Tuesday, so it's a hell of a lot more demanding. Like, my knees are just made of glass. Like, I can't run on indoors. Well, I did run for literally like an hour. It's indoor football. You have to run. There's no escape. You can't get lost in an indoor football court, shall we say. So I literally went in net last night, and I've never... It feels like I've done 200 sit-ups this morning. The amount of times that I'd have to save something and get back up, then save something else, like... I'm making it sound like I was fucking minting that. To be fair, I was actually pretty good in that last night. But I'm feeling it today. You're a dad dancer now, Bibby. Absolutely, mate. Dad vibes. Dad vibes all over the gaff. If you haven't listened to that, by the way, by Limp Bizkit, it's a fucking tune. So that's definitely worth doing. But anyway, you're ready for video game news. Again, this is probably going to be a very streamlined show because I do need to get off of here and get some work done. Bibby is the Cantona of the modern age. Well, I can play everywhere. I'm more like Sunji I / James Milner / Kyle Walker. I can literally play anywhere. You want me to play right back? No problems. Want me to play left mid? No problems. Want me to have a stint in between the sticks? No problems, mate. Give me some gloves. I will get in there for you. But I am naturally a striker. I've just lost all my pace. Give me the ball outside 18 yards and I'll put it in the stanks for you, mate. No problems. I don't know football. I can only remember Cantona. I mean, that was pretty recent as well. At least 25 years ago. So... You're doing pretty well there, Viv. Eventually, you'll hear this little guy called Messi. He's pretty good. But he's definitely one to watch. He's not quite fulfilled his full potential yet. But you're here to listen to some video game news and watch my face on your screen. So I suppose we better get into the lead story today. We have got 4 news stories. 2 of them are about free games. So I do apologise that this isn't the stack show that you would come to expect when there's usually 2 of us. But I've got to get some work done, and Graham's not here, and I don't want you guys listening to me for 45 minutes just rambling on about some other shite. So we're going to make it streamlined. We've got 2 news stories, then we've got 2 stories about, well, we've got 2 PSAs basically about some free games. So we're going to get into this one, which I think is probably something that I was looking forward to from the Summer Games Fest. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. I can't remember what conference it was from, but anyway, here it is. Ta-da! Overwatch 2 Battle Pass seasons, no more loot boxes, new heroes, and more. Written on Gaming Ball by Ravi. They say new cosmetics include weapon charms, banners, new mythic skins. PvE also stated for 2023, while multiple new heroes are also in the works. In its recent Overwatch 2 reveal event, Blizzard Entertainment provided tons of new details on the game en route to its early access launch. It confirmed that 3 heroes would be available in October. How am I supposed to pronounce that? Sojourn, and the recently revealed Junker Queen is an unannounced character. The new heroes will be released every 18 weeks in line with the new seasonal model. New skins, events, battle passes will be available each season, with new maps pushed out between the same. Rio Lucho's hometown in the next PvP map and will be available in the closed beta. There's also Portugal, a new push map that promises some interesting gimmicks, which is also coming in October. In an in-game store is coming while loot boxes are being removed. In addition to skins, players can unlock weapon charms and banners. There's also a new skin tier, Mythic, which sits above Legendary. These are customizations with different parts like the Cyberpunk Ninja skin for Genji. There are also a few in the works releasing in the coming seasons. Anything earned from Overwatch 1 or from playing Overwatch 2 on consoles can be used on PC and vice versa, thanks to cross progression. The team also confirmed that 2 more supports heroes are the new tank hero were coming in the next few seasons. But what about PvE? That's coming in 2023 and promises new stories to push the overall narrative. The new PvE maps will also be introduced each season and either answer some long-standing questions or pose some new ones. You'll also have a chance to visit some locations like Tobin's factory. Around 20,000 voice lines have been written for the game, so expect lots of banter through PvE and PvP. Overwatch 2 early access kicks off on October 4th and is free to play on the Xbox Series S and X, PlayStation 4, PS5, Xbox One, PC and Nintendo Switch. The next closed beta starts on June 28th for PC and consoles, with sign-ups now available. That, my friend, is absolutely mustard. Tito says that was you in the Twitter video you shared, wasn't it, Bibby? Which one? The guy getting pissed up falling over? Itani's here. Good morning to you, sir. I don't know whether or not you've got the notification. I'm fairly certain you probably would have seen it. But Nietzsche has just gifted 5 subs, and you, my friend, was one of them. Ronaldo, yes, that was me. Yeah. My king, the one from last night. He's still got it. That is genuinely like my fat ass not being able to run very fast, which is the most disappointing thing. I know this isn't about the video game stuff, but the reason why I stopped playing 11 aside was because I would be able to beat my man, get past them, and then be able to catch me up, or the worst player on the pitch knocking the ball past me and me not being able to catch them up. That is the most disheartening thing in the world. But it's on me. It's all on me to go and get fit. But I like being fat. I like being able to play football still, but not to my full potential still. I mean, I'm 31 years old, for fuck's sake. I've got one more big contract left in me, so anyone wants to come and sign United, feel free to come and get me. Chuck me on for the last 10 minutes, the White Hacking Fenway. I don't mind. I will get on there and I will start bushing people about. It's fine. But anyway, back to the news. Thanks for the sub, says Itana. Gaz says Overwatch are going to town. I agree. And this is a hell of a lot more appealing to me than most games that were shown, purely because I actually really enjoyed playing Overwatch when it originally came out. I did actually get this gifted to me by Connor, who some of you may remember him. He used to work at Jelly Media and used to stream and ice cream uploads, but he had like 4 spare keys, so me, him and his mate played it quite a few times. I played it on my own. I wasn't that good at it. I was playing the healer character. I'm actually so much better at Paladins. If anyone had never played that one, it was the high-res version, high-res studios version of Overwatch. I was so much better at that than I was at Overwatch. But this interests me because it's going to be a free-to-play game and they're getting rid of loot boxes, which immediately makes me think, how are they going to be able to recoup the money back? And that comes in the form of battle passes, doesn't it? It comes in the form of battle passes and you being able to buy heroes that you want to play with. That, for me, almost eliminates pay-to-win structures, because it's just like Fortnite then. They make their money through people buying skins, which is technically now the heroes that are in this. Obviously, the heroes have different stats and things like that, but that doesn't mean to say that nobody else can not buy that hero as well and you can play with them. I don't know whether or not it's going to be one of those where if nobody in your team has that hero but someone on the other team does, it removes them from the game and finds somebody else that does. You know, like if you're playing Call of Duty and you don't have the map packs but your friend does, you might be able to join in. You can join into their game and use their map packs, but you only put against people who don't have that map pack. That's essentially what I see from this. But I love the fact that this game is going to have so much different customization options in here, which is obviously going to be paid cosmetics. It's not going to give you anything in the game to give you maybe a speed boost or to be able to give you an extended magazine in your guns or whatever it is. Like, this is strictly for people who want to be able to customize their character. That's not to say that you're not going to be able to unlock stuff through a battle pass as well, but it just gives you the option if you wanted to be able to, like Fortnite, buy Spider-Man today if you really wanted to use him. He doesn't offer anything else. Maybe he's a little bit smaller, his hitbox isn't as bigger, but it's just a cosmetic thing. You are using that character because you want to play as Spider-Man. That, for me, is how free-to-play models should be. Not pay-to-win stuff. I mean, obviously, we've been talking about Diablo Immortal over the last couple of weeks, and it still hasn't affected me yet. I haven't played it that much over the last couple of days. Since the internet's been sorted out, I've kind of been going through xCloud and having a look and see whether or not it works a hell of a lot better than it did. And spinning off of that, Tito, do you remember this conversation that we had maybe 6 months ago when you said you need to separate your 5 gigahertz for your 2.4? I realised when I logged into my router to sort it out the other day when I got my new internet that it was being synchronised, which is only why I had one Wi-Fi signal. I couldn't separate them out. So now I've got 2. My phone's connected to 5 gigahertz. I am flying. It probably would have worked before I got my new internet, but I just didn't separate them out, which is annoying because I'm thick and I didn't see the tick box that I needed to do to separate them out. But anyway, stuff like that, I love the fact that cosmetic stuff, it's just in a battle pass. So it could be a strict £8, and you'll be able to go through that battle pass for the next 18 weeks. 18 weeks is a long time in video games, so you could be able to pay the £8, get all the way to level 100 if that's the way it's going to be, and you're going to have all these different customization options. You might be able to get some whatever their equivalent of in-game like V-Bucks. Do you know what I mean? Whatever their equivalent of in-game currency is, maybe able to get some of that stuff to be able to put towards new skins or buy the battle pass next time again. Very much, again, I keep on mentioning Fortnite, but it is the best battle pass in video games. I'm sorry, but there's nothing else that ever comes close to it. If you pay your £8, if you don't spend any of the V-Bucks that you earn, you get the next battle pass for free. That, my friends, is how to keep people playing your video game. That is fantastic. Take note, anybody who's got a battle pass in a video game, because that is the bar, and it has been the bar for the last 3 years, and still nobody has even come close to being able to get close to try and replicate it. I don't know why. I don't know whether or not it's because they think that they're going to be too close towards what Fortnite are doing, but when you are the market leader, that's what you got to be doing. You got to be aiming for that. Tito says, nice to see Microsoft influencing the removal of loot boxes while PlayStation Gran Turismo 7. Xbox is greater than PlayStation, says Tito. Cosmetics make sense if they're adding charms. Gaz says, the quicker loot boxes go, the better. Tito says, apology accepted. I am a tech god. The half-chewed Baffy says, 07. Fair. Battle passes are the way forward. I absolutely agree. If they're done correctly, they are the way forward. Because it does give you the option to be able to, like, I'm sick of mentioning it now, but I've started to get back into Fortnite, and again, I have been doing for like the last 4 months. I've enjoyed playing it. Why? Because every single day I get daily challenges. Every single week I get new challenges. Every single Thursday, I think it is, you might have a character that has some progression stuff. So it might be like the railgun gets dropped in for a week, go and get 10 railgun kills, and we'll give you the head of a new character or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It just gives you the option to come back in every single day, tick some stuff off. You might only play it for an hour and you've ticked your challenges off for that day. It's an hour spent in a game that you enjoy, and that's how I say. Meant to be a salute, just saying hi. Okay. I have no idea. I'm an old man. I'm 31 years old. I don't know what 07 is. Graham does. It's okay. It's not the sharpest knife. Yep, that's me. I'm Bibby. Welcome to the stream. I don't know what 07 is. Is it meant to look like something? I don't know. It doesn't look like anything to me. It just looks like someone just put 07. Which was a very good year, by the way. But that's everything that we know about Overwatch so far. I suppose we're going to have to wait until October 4th to be able to try it out. I 100% will be streaming this game on here, so I am looking for 3 to 4 players, depending on what the different game modes are going to look like, to be able to join in on this. So if you are going to be around that time, I'll be giving you a heads up, giving you a shout, and you can come and join me play this game. But as it stands, we've got one more actual news story. Let's take a sip of this. Like actual one news story. The rest of them are PSAs about free games. So get a pen and paper. We'll go through that next. But Iceman says, like so many controversial things, they are only true good when implemented properly. Battle Pass is probably VAR. Exactly. A stick man saluting. Head and bent arm. Okay, now I get it. I just needed what it actually was. I needed someone to explain to me. But now I get it. Now it does actually look like someone saluting. Fantastic. Popped in before work. Now I have my cabinet. You're not old. I'm 32. Sheesh, young people. Tito, don't tell them how old you are. Pipe down, young'un, says Graham. Yeah, think of the O and the 7 as the arm for the salute. Now someone's mentioned it, it does genuinely look like that, but for me, it just like someone just come in and said O7, so I apologise for being old and not knowing what that means. But some Final Fantasy news. There was a Final Fantasy conference yesterday around Final Fantasy 7, with it being the 25th anniversary. That makes me feel even older. And this was written by Jordan Midler over at VGC, and he states that a remaster of Crisis Core Final Fantasy 7 is coming to consoles and PC. The PSP prequel, will be updated with HD graphics and new music. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, a modern remaster of the PSP title, has been announced. Now, for those of you that have been around here long enough, this is genuinely like my favourite Final Fantasy game. This was one of the reasons why I bought a PSP in the first place. Pez on the Go and Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, they are the two games why I bought a PSP in the first place. Obviously, we got Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that as well, but Crisis Core and Pez were the reasons why I bought one in the first place way back when. But anyway, a new version of the game, which appears to use the same engine as Final Fantasy VII Remake, will come to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Xbox Series S and X, I'll put that in there, PC, Nintendo Switch, and last-gen consoles this winter. Square Enix announced this Thursday. Since its original release in 2007, Crisis Core's Final Fantasy VII has been received wide acclaim for its deep and emotional story, the publisher said. This new version enhances the graphics to HD and updates all of the 3D models in the game. Full voiceovers and new music arrangements presents this epic tale of strife and heroism, presented by Final Fantasy VII in a brand new light. Enjoy a more beautiful and accessible Crisis Core, going way beyond just a simple HD remaster. Originally released on the PSP, Crisis Core primarily focuses on Zack Fair, a young member of the group Soldier who is assigned to look after the missing Soldier Genesis Rhapsodos. Words always fail me, so I do apologise. The game's storyline takes place from the war between the mega corporations Shinra and the people of Wutai, and the events in Nibelheim ending just before the beginning of Final Fantasy VII. So, these are the screenshots from it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play this. Now, it does have copyright music in there, so I do apologise. I'm not going to make it full screen because we probably will get copyright stricken for this. But as you can see, it looks fucking glorious. It was a sight to behold way back when on the PlayStation, on the PSP. I mean, the PSP for me was probably one of the best consoles ever created. You can put it in there with household consoles as well, rather than just handhelds. It was an absolute phenomenon way back when. And look at this. Yes, please. Yes, please. All of this. Give it in my face. I need this now. Whew. So a little bit of gameplay. This is what we was talking about. Was it you, Enzo, that said all video game trailers must contain at least 50% gameplay and 50% CGI, whatever it is, trailerisms. And I love stuff like this where it just blends in between. You're telling the story, you're also showing me gameplay of how the game looks. This is how trailers should be, in my personal opinion. Massive fan of this. So yeah, this isn't your typical Final Fantasy game, obviously, because it is a little bit more hack and slashery than it is just a turn-based combat that you'd come to expect, especially with it being a prequel to Final Fantasy VII, the original one on PlayStation, obviously. Let's get my mug back on the screen again. Problem is, if it's front facing, it's the wrong arm. Fair. I'm old. I'm not old. I'm in my prime, says Tito. I absolutely agree. Could be facing away, or it's a stick man. It's not that deep. Half Chewed says, I make ice cream for a living. I claim no proper knowledge. Iceman says, it being Stickman has no bearing on the depth, the fact that it's 2D, however. JMK's in here. He says, morning all. Good morning, good morning, good morning. If you're getting technical, sticks have depth, so therefore stickmen do. Linemen, however, don't. There we go. Some real talk facts being put into the chat this morning. I mean, it's almost as good as the discussion about not wet water, hard and soft water. I'm getting everything mixed up. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, the prequel, is getting a HD remaster. I mean, it's obviously not a remake. They're just upscaling the resolution. They're making the textures a little bit more HD, bringing it in line with more modern consoles and modern tech. It's a shame that we're not getting a full remake of this, because this was only ever available on the PSP, and if you was a Nintendo fanboy, or a Sega Game Gear enthusiast, you probably would have never played this or even heard of it. So it's a shame that we're not getting a full remake of this, but I'm not complaining. I get to play this now on my PlayStation 5 and have the time of my life replaying something that I played 2007, 14 years ago. No, 15 years ago. Like, I'm super happy to be able to do this again now, without having to run emulators and then upscaling it and then changing the anti-aliasing and stuff like that. I'm able to just bang it on my PS5. Here we go. Let's get it streamed. That's essentially what my life is. A wet or dry Walker? Walker? I've got Walker on the brain. Wet or dry water? I'll take wet, please. The water by me is so hard it mugged me at knife point this morning. You always get elite debate and ICU. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. As I said, the conversation doesn't stop when this podcast finishes. It usually gets a little bit tastier and a little bit weirder, stranger in the ICU Discord. So if you're not in there, then I absolutely encourage you to be able to do so. Just say hi to people, and I can guarantee people will respond back to you. It is quite a big Discord now. It's getting bigger by the day. But the people who are in there are all sound, because if you're not, you're probably going to get yeeted. Was the loot drop claimed yet? Shit! I don't think it was, you know. Let's have a look. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's a good job you reminded me. No, it hasn't. Fucking hell. Right, okay. I should still have it. I should still have it available. He joined but never claimed. Right, okay, let me just go back up and get the names back again, and we'll do it live now. Fuck it, we'll do it live. People don't want free stuff. Mate, it's a copy of Mario Strikers or a game of your choice. It's not as if it's like we're just giving away a fucking game that, well, I say not giving a game away that nobody ever wants, because we're trying to give away a very popular game that's just come out, or a game of your entire choosing. It doesn't necessarily have to be this one if you don't have a Nintendo Switch. I find it bizarre that this is the first time in history, for the fourth time, that we're going to be giving this away. It's wrecking my head. But here we are. JMK says I'm not even in the draw. Tito says a fourth opportunity not to win. Let's go. Ice Cream Van sounds like my kind of place. It is. So I suggest that you get in there. Okay. Let's do this live on stream again. Let's do this one. So these are the exact same names that you saw last week and the week before that at this moment in time. It's taken out all of the ICU staff. It's taken out our extended families and stuff like that. It is literally just you guys from the community. There is 84 of you in this. So I'm going to keep on shuffling it. As you see, the names are rotating. They are changing where they are. And again, this is, for the fourth time, the loot drop for June. I still can't believe it's February 24. It's February 24 to 7, and the winner of the June 2022 loot drop it's unbelievable. But hopefully, it's one of you guys that are in the chat, so one of you can claim it. But I can guarantee it might be Tito, and his internet will die. He'll fuck off, and he won't know he's won. That's just our luck at this moment in time. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, running for the fourth time this month for a copy of Mario Strikers, or a game of your choice if you don't have a Nintendo Switch. Here it is. Let's fingers crossed it's a winner that actually wants a copy of this game. Oh! Quick 1177. A game again, and a person I'm not particularly familiar with. So this has been interesting. If quick, you are our winner. So if you do, oh, Viv knows him. Okay, fantastic. Get them in the Discord. If you know this person, I'll be putting this into the Discord later on. Well, as soon as this is finished, I'll get it clipped up. I'll put it in there. Then they have 72 hours from today, so that'll be on Sunday. We probably will get drawn on Monday, if I'm being honest, because me and Graham will not be around. And then again, 72 hours from today is Monday. So yes, Monday 11 a.m. for them to be able to come and claim this. Rigged, we'll see you on Monday for the next reroll, says Iceman. Absolutely. You need to start removing their names if they don't claim it. Well, to be fair, if they don't claim it, I'll just re-roll it again if they're in this. I just wanted to make sure that the names that we've got in here are the people who supported us last month, and they are still there. So if it did get to those people again, we definitely would have re-rolled it. But quick 1177, you are the fourth winner of this month's, of June's loot drop. So fingers crossed someone actually comes to claim this one, because Genuinely, we can't give this away. I would have to walk around the streets of Hyde asking people if they want a copy of Mario Strikers, and then again, people probably will probably ignore me. But there we go. Viv says, yeah, just make sure that he's in the Discord, because that's the only way people are able to claim it. And they'll have 72 hours from the moment I put the message and the clip in there. They're not going to claim it now because it doesn't show their name, and we need it for consistency for them to be able to say, okay, that's me, we got it. Got it? Simple. It's a very simple format that's being made extremely difficult by people not claiming their prizes. But anyway, speaking of free shit, we've got more free shit coming to you. Or should I say we? Amazon Prime do. Written on VGC over on VGC by Tom Ivan, Amazon Prime is giving away 30 games on Prime Day, including Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Prime members can also claim an additional 25 indie games in the next month at no extra charge. Again, this is Free Game Friday. Let's fucking go. We're starting off with an absolute banger here. Amazon has revealed that a host of free titles is set to be made available to Prime Gaming members in the run-up to and coinciding with its annual shopping event, Amazon Prime Day. The retailer giant is giving away over 50 games over the next 2 months. This year, Amazon Prime Day will take place over 2 days. Get your pen and paper out, ladies and gentlemen. August 12th and 13th. The company have announced this on Thursday, which was yesterday. During Prime Day, Prime members will be able to claim over 30 free games, including Mass Effect Legendary Edition, Grid Legends, Need for Speed Heat, and Star Wars Jedi Academy. And from June 21st until July 13th, Prime members can also start freeloading more than 25 indie games instantly. That's a bizarre statement to make to people who are genuinely supporting you with £7 a month, but here we are. Sound off. Games on offer will be Death Squared, Fatal Fury Special, Gianna Sisters, Twisted Dreams, Gone Viral, Hue, Metal Slug 2, Pumped BMX Pro, Samurai Showdown, The Dark Side Detective, and The King of Fighters 2002. That's not an indie game. Neither is Death Squared. I don't fucking know. Anyway, Prime Gaming, which is available as part of Amazon Prime subscription, offers members new PC titles to keep and exclusive in-game content every single month. June's free Prime Gaming titles are still Far Cry 4, Escape from Monkey Island, Astrologer, Across the Grooves, Callisto, and World Rally Championship 8. FIA World Rally Championship, no idea what that means. And Amazon's US Arm are currently running 3-for-2 promotion on a range of products, including video games, features some of the year's biggest titles like Elden Ring and Lego Star Wars The Skywars Saga. We don't need any of that TV stuff down there. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have up to 50 games that will be available to you if you are an Amazon Prime customer over the next 2 months. 50 games, absolutely mental, including, obviously, things like Far Cry 4 and that we've already mentioned previously in our Free Game Friday, but Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Whew. Yes, please. I'll take that and I'll put it into my pile of games that I will never replay again. But we're not going to stick around. We're going to move straight on to the next one, which is your Free Game Friday. What's free on the Epic Game Store right now? And the free game this week is, we're on the usual schedule by now for Epic's freebies, so keep an eye out for each week's new free choices. It is available from today until June 23rd, which is Superland is a little bit of a Metroidvania and a little bit of a puzzle room, all in a charming little package, literally. But despite it taking its place in a child's sandbox diorama, Superland's open world is surprisingly sprawling, with each new ability added to your repertoire, unfurling a new selection of nooks and crannies to be able to explore. It's a delight at any price, but particularly when the price is free. So if Superland is your kind of game, you can get that right now over on the Epic Games Store until June 23rd, when A Game of Thrones, the board game digital edition, and Car Mechanic Simulator will become available. We will obviously let you know next Friday when that does go live, so you're able to go and claim that one. But I'm excited to play Game of Thrones, a board game. As I said, I've watched the first season. I never watched it after that, but I do love a board game. So I'm interested to see how that works. Maybe we might be able to get some multiplayer action on that. I need to dig deeper whether or not it's online multiplayer. That would be pretty sick. But I'm guessing it's probably just local, or you're playing against the AI. But those are this week's Free Games Fridays. There's quite a lot in there for you in terms of what Amazon is going to be supplying to you over the next 2 months. So just make a note of that if you are an Amazon Prime customer, to make sure to go and claim those games. You're already paying for Amazon Prime. You might as well get those games added to your account as well. So again, you can have a library full of games like I do on Epic Game Store, and I play about 3 of them. But going back through the chat then before we get this wrapped up, good luck with next month's 400 names. Surely one of those 400 are going. It's actually 419. But surely those people, one of them will be able to claim it. It's been 84 years. I thought it was Chappers for a sec, but I know over quick. We'll see you on Monday for the next reroll. We need to start removing their names if they don't claim it. I've read that one. This time next week we'll have PlayStation Plus release for the EU. Exactly. Yeah. So again, next week is going to be chocked full of content for you. Never played Mass Effect, says Viv. He's got a black bookcase full of games behind him. Dust. I actually do frequently clean this because it is a pain in the ass. So I do, to be fair, I take games off it all the time. Like, what did I pick up yesterday? I was going to start Fallout New Vegas again on my Xbox 360 because I've left my PlayStation 5 and my Xbox Series S in the office. So I was thinking, fuck it, I'll play Fallout New Vegas. But then I ended up installing the Outer Worlds on my PC. And what was the other game? Empire of Sin, was it? It's like the 1920s mobster kind of XCOM game from Game Pass. So I downloaded both of those. But it was fucking baking in this room after I finished playing football, so there was no way I was coming back in to play video games. So that might be something that I end up playing this weekend instead. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the streams this week. There will be no streams this weekend. We'll be back on Monday at 10 a.m. with the first installment of next week's episodes of The Scoop. So if you want to help shape those shows, and there will be 5 of them, there's 2 ways that you can do so. First of all, find us on social media. It is at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms, or alternatively, get involved with our Discord. All the information that you'll require will be listed below.
Optimus Prime.
Graham's used is Amazon Prime. If you have one knocking about, please feel free to be able to use that as well. It will help greatly towards the summer meetup, which will be happening. I think it's August 13th. I'm sure that's the date that we fell on. Obviously, we will be sending invites over to the people who have supported us over the last couple of, well, especially during the subathon, but for people who have been extending their gratitude for us for such a long time now. We will obviously be reaching out to those people as well. So if you do have a Twitch Prime, we very much appreciate it if you do end up using that with us. But as mentioned, go into the description below. All the information that you require will be listed there for you, but only from you is a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be, as mentioned, at 10 a.m. on Monday-ish. It's a very busy week at this moment in time, so if you do see us go live in the later afternoon, then do not be surprised. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you over to somebody else's stream. Do stick around, please. It'll make their day if you do that. Even if it's just a hi and bye, you're just hopping over there, you're collecting your sprinkles from us, but you're saying hi to them, and then you might have to go and do some other stuff. I'm not going to hold it against you, but I will be eternally grateful if you can do that. So until next time, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. And as always, stay frosty.